Hello and welcome everybody to 2012. My name is Glitch. This is going to be my first day of uploads in the year 2012. It is currently January 1st, 2012, and today I'm going to be casting a bunch of ladder games from Team Liquid. Team Liquid was good enough to upload an entire replay pack of all the Team Liquid players, or a lot of them anyway. I don't think all of them. I'm trying to remember if there are any that I'm missing that aren't in the replay pack, but I'll say most of them. Most of them are in that replay pack, so if you guys want to get a really good look at some of these players' playstyles, please go to teamliquid.net and check out that replay pack. There's just some really good games there. So first we already looked at a game by Liquid Ret playing against the Korean Zerg Violet, and now spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Terran playing from Team Liquid, we have Jinro. His opponent today spawning in the bottom left position from Team Gamma Bears playing as the red Zerg, we have Sen. Now, for those of you that don't know Sen, holy cow, is he good. He is probably one of the top 3 Zerg players in the world. He is just so ridiculously good. Jinro, of course, a very good player himself, has been training in Korea for quite a while, been competing in the GSL very regularly, so he's been training very hard, doing very well there. Getting to be a very good Terran player as well, so gonna have to see if he can't take a win off of one of the best Zerg players in the world. Gonna see how he's gonna go about doing it if he can do so. Now we do see that Sen is going to be going for the fast expansion, very standard against Zerg, or against Terran rather, on this map. This map is Shakuras Plateau, and this is of course the map where you have one ramp that defends both your natural and your main, so that defending very early bases is very easy to do. As we can see, Jinro seems to think so too, as he's going to be throwing down that very fast command center. The command center is already going to be going down, throwing down his first barracks right now after command center. So that's a really super fast command center. Just getting a command center after supply depot, super fast. That is of course again possible on this map just because it's fairly easy to defend this one ramp, and then you can get up 2 bases pretty quickly. There are several different responses that a Zerg player can take following this. They can choose to be aggressive. Some players will neglect to get this gas, go for a very fast third base, get that third base up and running. That way they're still 1 base ahead of their opponent. Others will just try to straight up punish their opponent. You can get lots and lots of Zerglings, maybe Banelings, maybe Roaches, go for a big bust at the front and try to punish your opponent for going for this really fast expansion. Gonna have to see if Sen is going to be going for that. Notice he is taking gas geysers, and notice that he is now going to be getting up that Zergling speed as soon as he has that 100 minerals. Come on. There we go. Almost there. Natural expansion is now up and running, and there we go. The Zergling speed just now starting for Sen. If we check out the worker count right now, we can see the worker count is dead even. Both these players do know where the other has spawned. Jinro just getting into the base of his opponent with this one SCV, going to be scouting the gas, going to be scouting the pool, going to be getting a good feel for the drone count as well. Sen also scouted the position of Jinro. We should note this Overlord did fly straight over Jinro's base, saw that he was here, saw that there was no barracks here as well, so he's now going to be floating down to this natural expansion. Going to see very shortly that there are going to be workers mining. You see how they're shimmering like that? Even without seeing workers, if you see those minerals shimmering like that, you know that something is going to be mining on it. So Sen does now know about this expansion that is now up and running. He's going to be poking into the front with a couple of Zerglings just to try to see what's going on here. He's going to get a barracks count here, and we actually have 3 barracks currently going down for Jinro, and ooh, this is something that's really small that I really like. Notice the rally points for these barracks right now. Jinro wants to play extra safe to Baneling busts and things, so he's just rallying his Marines to all different locations so that they will be pre-split up, so we won't have to worry about splitting his Marines later. That's a very small touch, but I kind of like it. I think that's a really cool touch in case he ever gets caught off guard or anything like that. His Marines will already be in position to be able to deal with Baneling busts, which I really like. Now, and it might be something you might have to worry about, as we do see that a Baneling nest is now coming up here for Sen. Currently still only running on that 1 gas. Hasn't stopped mining on that 1 gas at all. Is getting that natural expansion up and running. If we check out the harvester count, we can see that Sen is a little bit ahead. 31 harvesters, 227, but lots of Zerglings. Holy cow, 18 Zerglings currently on the production tab here from Sen. It looks like we might actually have a Baneling bust on our hands here Sen might think that he can break through this wall here. Jinro now throwing down a 4th barracks. We do have 1 barracks now with Tech Lab researching that combat shield. That's going to help a little bit against Lings and Banelings, but man, I don't know. Sen is producing a lot of Zerglings, lots and lots of Zerglings now moving across the map here. The Baneling nest is complete here, and notice he's not producing any more drones. 12 Banelings currently being produced here by Sen. That is going to be so hard. That is going to be enough to be able to take down these barracks, and it looks like Sen going to be poking in here once again just to be sure that that wall is still in order. And here come the Banelings. So many Banelings are now out on the field. Jinro does not yet know about this, and Jinro is going to be seeing some Banelings coming up his ramp here very, very shortly. Looks like he's just continuing to get more and more workers up, needs to get up lots and lots of Marines, needs to be sure that they're very, very well spread out, because these Banelings could be very, very dangerous if he's not careful. And oh no, Jinro actually lifting his barracks right now and manages to set it right back down just in time. That was ridiculously close there. Almost lost his barracks there, but look at that Marine split there from Jinro, spreading out all of his Marines all over the map. Looks like he is going to be able to clean this up with a beautiful hold there by Jinro. Oh my god, that was absolutely incredible play there by Jinro. Really, really liked those Marine splits. Can't believe that he actually managed to set those barracks back down. I actually did not think that he was actually going to be able to get those barracks back down in time, because those Banelings were just right here when he lifted those up. So close, but he did manage to get them plopped back down in time. Now throwing down a 3rd command center as well as a factory. Feeling very good about that, because Sen, of course, is now going to have to switch to full drone production. He's going to need to catch up. He just lost lots of Zerglings, which are very, very inefficient in terms of larva. Very, very expensive to produce Zerglings. They cost a lot of larva, and they don't really give you all that much. 2 Zerglings, not that strong. Definitely more worth it to have drones, especially if you're not even saturated yet. Now Jinro feeling very, very safe because he knows his opponent just lost a lot of Zerglings. So his opponent could come right now for another big Baneling bust, but it's really not going to be able to do very much, and it won't be as effective just because now Jinro is likely to have more things up. And Sen knows that, so Sen is most likely not going to try to go for any further kind of Baneling busts, and he's doing the smart move and just droning up just a little bit more. Now on the production tab, we do see that a reactor is now going down on this factory. Starport has completed as well. Looks like he is going to be lifting that onto that reactor, going to start to produce those medevacs. We do see that that starport is now down on that reactor. We do see that another barracks has come down now with a reactor, so it looks like bioforces are going to be the name of the game here for Jinro. We do see more reactors going down. Holy reactor Batman, that is 3 reactors going down so far here for Jinro, and Jinro now lifting up that command center. Looks like he's going to be looking to take an extremely fast 3rd. That is actually going to be a super fast 3rd base for Jinro. Stimpack is now on the way here. 1 Overseer going to get in and get a feel for what Jinro is doing. So looks like Sen is not actually going to be aware. He actually didn't manage to get up into the main and scout that huge barracks count that is currently up for Jinro. Didn't see the starport, so he's still fairly in the dark as to what his opponent is doing. If we take out the harvester count right now, we can see that Jinro is still ahead in the harvesters, 55 harvesters to 47, constantly hitting that S button on those command centers, getting up more and more workers, and it looks like he is now going to be taking his 3rd. Sen just now starting his 3rd as well, so Jinro going to be way ahead, and this is going to be a very, very scary position here for Sen. Sen producing lots and lots of Zerglings right now. Lair Tech is done. We do see that the Spire just now being thrown down here. Baneling Nest just now being started as well. +1 Ground Carapace now coming down here for Sen. Gonna try to poke into this 3rd base here with these Zerglings and try to see what his opponent is doing, but I think there's a lot of Marines out here and a bit too many for Sen to be able to handle, so Sen is just gonna have to try to get out of there. He is gonna be able to scout this 3rd base, I think, as he is gonna be able to get in there. See if that 3rd base went down. Looks like he's gonna be able to pick off a few workers there, and no, looks like he didn't actually get any at all, and now he's just going to have to be forced to pull back, still not even mining on that 3rd. This is going to be a terrible position here for Sen, as Jinro is just so far ahead right now. You don't want to be 2 base against 3 base when you are a Zerg player going up against a Terran player. That is just an absolutely horrible feeling to know that your opponent is going to be that far ahead. The macro hatchery is now up for Sen. Spire just going to be completing there. He is saving up the gas. Once that completes, he is going to be able to get about 10 or 12 Mutalisks on the way once that Spire pops up, and he's going to start to once again go on the defensive, or on the offensive rather, as he's going to be able to start poking in a lot, try to deal some damage. Now it looks like Jinro is going to be going for a bit of a drop here. 2 medevacs have been loaded up with Marines, but Sen did manage to scout it, and he is going to be able to thwart that with a Queen and a bunch of Zerglings. Love this unit positioning here from Sen. Notice he already took down the destructible rocks here so that he could place Zerglings at these locations to watch for drops. He has Overlords in position all over the map to be watching out for drops. Absolutely love that, and it looks like Jinro is going to be trying to go for it again, and is Sen aware of it? I don't know. Sen needs to get those links back here immediately. He should know about these. As long as he's being diligent about watching his minimap, he should know full well that that drop is coming there. And it looks like, yes, we do have another drop going down here at the top of this base as well. That is going to be worrying Sen. He's going to be pulling all of his lings and mutas up here to be able to deal with it. Looks like he's going to be able to clean that up just fine. On the production tab, we do see that Terran infantry weapons level 2 is now on the way, as well as Terran infantry armor level 1 currently on the way. We do see +1 Zerg flyer attacks coming down here for Sen, as well as the +1 melee attack here for his Zerglings. So it looks like Ling Muta Baneling is going to be the name of the game here for Sen. 3rd base now up and running. Sen just now taking a 4th base, but Jinro is in full out macro production mode right now, producing so many Marines at a time. We currently see 6 barracks currently on the field, 3 with reactors, 1 with Tech Lab, 2 completely naked at the moment, but Starport continuing to churn out units. Double factory now out producing siege tanks. These siege tanks do have siege mode. It is completed, so it looks like Marine siege tank Jinro going to be going for that standard Terran versus Zerg play. Going for that Marine siege tank can be very, very good, especially once these Marines get these upgrades. They are going to be oh so good. Marines with upgrades are just ridiculously good. Looks like Sen finally getting a little bit aggressive here as he's moving into the main expansion here, but there are so many missile turrets here that Sen is going to have a lot of trouble breaking this. Marines being loaded up onto the high ground there. Love that from Jinro. That is such a beautiful move that I don't see all that often, but if you think about it, if you have all your forces out here and you have a lot of medevacs, you can always just lift up, get back into the main if your opponent does go for any kind of or does try to go for any kind of Mutalisk play there. Really, really like that move from Jinro. Think he might have over-turreted just a smidgen. He's got a lot of turrets in his main base, but of course, once he moves out, he's going to need those anyway, just in case Sen decides to go for any kind of big counterattacks. Jinro now just spreading his Marines and siege tanks all over the map, taking center control. Absolutely love this move. This is absolutely something you want to do as a Terran player. You want to take that center map control because that is what Terran is good at. Terran is really, really good at locking down positions. They have planetary fortresses, they have missile turrets, they have siege tanks. All are very, very good at holding positions, and they're very, very good at it. So I think that's a brilliant move there from Jinro. Always want to try to take center map control whenever you can. Looks like Jinro going to be moving up with some of his forces, going to be unloading more drops here in the main, but it looks like Sen is going to be aware of it as all of his Lings and Mutalisks have been pulled back there, and it looks like he is going to be able to get all those Lings. Oh my god, actually Sen deciding to pull away there, not doing too much more damage, pulling back to the front of his base. Not really sure what he's that concerned about. Looks like there are some Mutalisks here checking the location of the 4th base. Siege tanks moving forward and sieging him up on the edge of creep. This is something you absolutely want to do as a Terran player. You always want to siege up on the edge of creep, never directly on creep or over creep. Preferably you want to be a little bit back from the creep, just because you don't want the Zerglings to get that speed bonus to be able to get right up to your tanks. You want them to be nice and slow, well, as slow as Zerglings get off creep when they engage your siege tanks. Jinro continuing to press forward, lots and lots of Marines. These Marines are 2-1 in upgrades, going to be doing very well. Sen continuing to try to poke around the map here with these Mutalisks, but he's really not able to do that much damage as there are just a lot of turrets all over the place. Thor's now out on the field here as well for Jinro. We do see +3 infantry weapons as well as +2 Terran infantry armor, and oh my goodness, Jinro looks like he's going to be losing the center map control as Sen moves forward with a ton of Zerglings and Banelings as well as Mutalisks. Lost a lot of Zerglings, didn't lose a lot of Mutalisks there, and that is absolutely what you want to be doing there as Sen, and Sen doing a very, very good little push there, cleaning up, taking a little bit of map control, but holy cow, look at all these Marines here from Jinro, continuing to produce lots and lots of Marines here. Very, very, very strong. These Marines are soon going to be 3-2 in upgrades. Jinro now going to be taking his 4th base as well as he continues to produce lots and lots more Marines. We do currently see that there are, I don't know, there are a lot of barracks out on the field right now. Lots and lots and lots of barracks, all constantly producing reinforcing Marines. Thor's now on the way as well as siege tanks. Jinro moving out once again, trying to be aggressive here, taking a little bit more center map control and spreading out his Marines into groups of Marines. This is something I really like from Jinro. Going to be denying this 4th hatchery from going down. This means he's going to be even on base with Sen, and looks like Sen going to be moving in here once again. There is one Thor here, but is it going to be enough to be able to deal with this many Mutalisks? These Mutalisks need to be very careful. Thors have splash damage, which can damage many Mutalisks if they are clumped up too tightly. Looks like one drop is going to be going on in the 4th base here for Jinro, as he now starts to push into the 3rd base of Sen. Looks like Scan is going to be going down there, and he's going to be trying to wedge himself into these onto this ramp because he wants to be able to prevent any kind of Zergling surrounds there. And holy cow, these Mutalisks, which are currently only 1-0 in upgrades, go down so fast to these 2-1 Marines, and Jinro just continuing to press, continuing to macro even harder behind all this. All these Banelings now coming up, and look at those beautiful Marine splits there from Jinro, making those Banelings a lot less cost effective against Marines when you split them up. Really like that play there from Jinro, and now Jinro going to be sieging up once again here. More and more units continuing to stream across the map here, and man, both these players just playing like a slugfest. This is basically like a boxing slugfest right now as both players continue to just hurl units at each other. This has been so back and forth. Currently even in the food count, 130 on each side, and Sen with the harvester advantage, 82 harvesters to 64 right now. But Jinro, of course, is going to be getting on this 4th base here very shortly. Been mining on this 3rd base for a lot longer than Sen was, and so he's going to be in a fairly good place despite being down in the harvester count. We do see Jinro continuing to just rally more units to the center of the map. Lots of Marines spreading out, siege tanks sieging up in the middle of the map. Now lots and lots of missile turrets now going down at this 4th base as well, and it looks like Sen going to be trying to take this 5th hatchery once again. But I love this play here from Jinro. Plays very defensive to get up that 2nd base so that he can be sure that he is matched base with his opponent, then starts to be aggressive as his opponent plays defensively and takes his 3rd base. Jinro takes the middle of the map, allows Sen to get up all these 4 bases, and then just constantly denies these forward 2 bases, and then takes center map control. Very strong, brilliant strategy here from Jinro as he takes his 3rd base, taking of course center map control. Also defend, by taking the center map control, he is defending this 3rd base as well. So very strong move here for Jinro as he continues to press forward and be very aggressive. We do see 3 missile turrets are currently up here. Sen hasn't had any money to upgrade at all. He's just been forced to produce so many units, and Sen is just going to GG out of this game. Brilliantly played game there by Jinro, showing that training in Korea is paying off beautifully. We are now going to be jumping into one last game by one more Team Liquid member. Want to find out who it is? Stick around. More games, ladder games from Team Liquid coming up in just a moment.